So despite the high minus with a bit of faceting, then you can, then the A here is pretty big, right? The boxing guy, right? So you can still dispense it. This is what I call curved faceting. The lens is oval, and it's a half polish as well. It's half polish lens, only the back's only the faceted area. So that's from this angle you can't even see the facet, you're only looking at the edge, and it's not polished. And there you have another look at the polished edge. Okay, so this is just another example of the frame. The facet here, the top is more evident, down here it's more gradual, almost nothing. And I just thought this was cool. I didn't know Nikon, they laser etched their, like, the name into the lens. Do you guys have that in Canada? No. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is how it can look. Alright, you've got, you'll see the faceting over there. Just kind of frames the eyes nicely. Right? It works for some frames, it doesn't work all the time, but I have lots of other examples of this that I can show you. Another practical aspect of faceting is you can actually close frames, right? Like, if you look at this, the F2 back surface, that will come up here, you know. You wouldn't be able to close that frame if you didn't do something about that edge, okay? And I'll get back to this frame later because this lens edging, the edging that went to the lens is very sophisticated. There's something called the next topic. I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so again, you can close the lens. Close the frame. And of course, you can combine techniques. All right, so this is lens faceting, okay, with rhinestone placement and then edge painting, right? So you can, do the works. Pardon me? The question is, are people accepting that style? Pardon me?
Love for it to come back.
Love for it to come back. Well, again, this is a high-end store. I can probably get a sense. This is the person who would buy this type of stuff isn't someone going to, the big box retailer. So they want. Most of these are all design frames. Like this store is based in Kaohsiung, which is Taiwan's second largest city. So they've got population of 2 or 3 million, and they dispense to the mayor of that city. So that's it's an upscale store. Okay, so I should just mention now. Actually, some of you guys might be looking at this and go, I see that in advertisements. There's Nyack, they're selling, edgers that do all this. I'm not that familiar with the Nyack or what's on the market now, but my belief, my understanding is in terms of what I've seen them edge is they're definitely good at making the facets flat and just around the corners, but they're not I don't know if they can get the level of edge removal that you can that I've been showing you. I think it's just primarily a cosmetic thing to make the edges, not a facet rather than a 90 degree. Okay. Another thing is, there's some, this one here, this image really shows it to you. You can see the circumference of the grinding wheel, right? The roundness of it, right? I believe the commercial edgers all facet flat. I don't think they give curves. I could be wrong. Someone can tell me. And of course, commercial edgers, the programmable ones, are not free either, right? So you gotta buy them, right? That's the point. So again, I'm just showing you, things that, some people do to deal with high myopia, thick lens, thick edges. Of course, so again, you've got that curved facet. I'm not sure if those Nyack edges do that. I could be wrong, maybe they do. But I think, you know, if you put your lens in a grinding wheel, you know, the possibilities are limitless. Okay, just a few more images of this pair of glasses and move forward. Okay, now if you get really good at this technique, then you may even get some people who have glasses done elsewhere and they bring them to you and go, can you fix this? Alright, so this is a, I want to guess, it's minus 22, I think. Alright, so what I suspect happened, just looking at this image, is that someone had this done somewhere else, and then, you know, the lens, there is fastening here, if you can tell. It's just not very smooth. If you actually put that back, the lens is going to be much even thicker than this. So, you know, the fastening worked. So what I suspect is the person bought their glasses, went home with them, said my lenses are just too ugly, so they brought them back. And then, okay, we'll try fastening. And so they fastened it halfway and then just kind of stopped because they realized, you know, it's not really succeeding. So from the front, you can see the lens edge reflections are just, you know, it's making a mess. So this person wasn't happy with the look of their glasses. And then they went to them and just said, well, can you do anything with this? So again, they took the lens and they re-edged it. Re-grinded it, and this is what they did to them. All right? So still a very, very thick edge. Okay, but now, you know, it looks nicer. And from the front, you don't have that, you know, there's a disruption that was there. So this is an example of a lens there where even though the lens edge is really wide, you don't want to do that huge, sweep, you know, steep facet, because this eye size to begin with is very big. So then, you know, you'd have the eye here, and then right beside it, you'd have that line kind of. So in this case, the faceting wasn't as pronounced. Okay, and here's another example of repair. So this customer or patient had their sunglasses done elsewhere. Okay, and I'm not sure, it's not too clear. It's just not even down here. It's not that obvious on the image. But basically the edge from the edge of the facet down to this groove here, the gap is bigger here than it is here. It's not that smooth, consistent all the way around. Here you have a better sense of kind of what's wrong here. You've got this kind of shadow here. That's just, you know, a facet that wasn't done too well, or an edge that wasn't done too well.